It looks and sounds a bit like science fiction. A clinic in Victoria is using sensors and tones to help people with mental illness and brain injuries. It's called brain optimizing, the first of its kind in Canada. Patients from 2 to 90 are reporting great improvements in their quality of life, from better mental focus to cures for any number of addictions. Mary Beth Burton has more.
I'm placing these sensors on.
17-year-old Tanner Biggin is having a brain optimizing session.
I was having problems focusing in school. Just trying to interpret what the teacher was trying to get to me at.
The brain activity is represented by color. What the experts are looking for is good communication between both sides of the brain, which Tanner now enjoys. Simpson says when Tanner first arrived, the green section, or the overactive brain, was an inch deep.
Just the overactivity itself would be creating a lot of interference in the thinking pattern.
Simpson compares an imbalanced brain to a radio tuner with 30 frequencies.
You're not going to be able to hear it very clearly, whereas if you kind of tune it and you're right on the station, everything else quiets down and you get the signal really clearly.
Tanner wears earphones for the optimizing. The tones he hears sound like chimes and help balance his brain. After 16 treatments,
his grades have improved immensely since he's had this done, and he had a full year of a tutor the year prior to having this done, and we didn't have to have any of that this last year.
Tanner says the brain state work saw other bonuses.
In my hockey, I guess my reaction time has been a bit better. I've been more aware of my surroundings, been what's actually around me.
One of the co-owners of Victoria's Valentus clinics says everyone can benefit from brain optimizing.
We've had an issue that was traumatic, whether it was a car accident or an emotional encounter at some point in our lives. Those things are all patterns that sit in our brains and can cause frequencies to be out of balance.
Brain optimizing has been used to increase performance in executives and athletes. It also claims to improve function for stroke victims and people with early dementia. Plus, smokers, overeaters, and alcoholics are reporting remarkable breakthroughs.
Addiction is brain-based, so there's an imbalance in your brain when you have an addiction. And when you go through this process, your brain is balancing itself rather than reaching for alcohol or drugs to achieve the balance.
Simpson, who admits to being frustrated at the pace and effectiveness of traditional psychotherapy, loves the results she's seeing in brain optimizing.
It's like being a child on Christmas morning, right? To be able to have people come in and have their lives change in such a very short period of time.
Dan Hargrave's son had lifelong focus problems that affected school and social life.
We'd start talking to you, and then something like a plane or a cool car would go by, and he's over there.
The 20-year-old had 20 brain state sessions and later went for a 90-minute hike with Mom. Conversing throughout, Mom started crying.
I've never had that before. She said, I never had that type of relationship, you know, and that's, you know, what do you want to do for your, as a, excuse me, as a dad, is to give everything you want for your kid.